Nature itself doesn't exist.
All right, we're live. This is a crazy one. I've got the man himself in front of me. Albert Einstein, professor, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, man, it's wild to have you here. You basically rewrote how we understand the universe, and now you're just chilling in Austin. First thing I got to ask, how does it feel seeing how far your theories have come? I mean, GPS works because of relativity. That's insane.
It is both beautiful and humbling. When I developed the theory of special relativity in 1905, I could not have imagined it would be used so people can find the nearest taco stand on a telephone that fits in their pocket. The curvature of space-time helping with lunch.
Did you ever think people would apply your work in ways like this?
No, at the time it was curiosity. I wanted to understand why the speed of light seemed constant no matter how you moved. That led to E=mc2. Later, general relativity. The idea that gravity is not a force, but the warping of space-time itself.
And now we've got satellites literally adjusting for that time dilation so GPS can work properly. Without those corrections, we'd be miles off.
Yes, the satellites are higher up, so they move faster relative to Earth. Time ticks slower for them. Without accounting for both the velocity and the gravitational difference, the error would go by several miles each day.
That's nuts. Time isn't just ticking, it's stretching and shrinking depending on where you are.
Exactly. Time is not absolute. That was a difficult concept for many to accept in my time. Even Newton believed in an absolute clock ticking in the heavens. I said, no, time is woven into space. Together they form what we call space-time.
And quantum physics came knocking later. You weren't a fan of that, right?
Quantum mechanics are respected as predictions, but the probabilistic nature I did not like. I said, God does not play dice with the universe.
But now quantum stuff is everywhere. Computers, lasers, even crypto uses quantum-resistant tech. What do you think about all that?
I would say I'm astonished. The quantum world is still like a black box. Completely bizarre, but somehow it works. We build phones, computers, even quantum chips on principles most people don't truly grasp. It's like using magic every day without knowing the spell.
Exactly. Like, you don't have to understand wave-particle duality to FaceTime your mom, but it's all quantum. Even encryption, even the way this podcast gets streamed, quantum stuff is baked into modern life.
Yes, and yet it's a theory I wrestled with, the randomness, the probabilities. Those ideas challenged everything I believed about how the universe should work. But despite my resistance, it became one of the most successful frameworks in science.
And the minds back then, you guys were like the Avengers of physics. You, Bohr, Planck, Heisenberg. It was stacked.
We did not wear capes, but yes, it was a golden era. We debated fiercely. I disagreed with Bohr constantly. But even in disagreement, I held deep respect. We were chasing the same mystery. What is reality?
Yeah, that's the big one. What is reality, Albert?
Is what remains when you stop observing. It is the quiet architecture behind the noise. Science tries to describe it mathematically, logically, but the deeper we look, the stranger it becomes. I once said, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one, and I still believe that. The universe is real, yes, but our understanding of it, that's the illusion we keep refining.
That's beautiful, man. Like we're chasing the reflection, but not the light source.
Exactly. We live in the shadows of something far greater. But even shadows can reveal the shape of truth.
If you had one invention you wish more people knew about or appreciated from your work, what would it be?
The photoelectric effect. It is the reason I won the Nobel Prize. It is the foundation of how solar panels work. Photons striking metal, releasing electrons. It showed that light behaves both like a wave and a particle.
That's right. You didn't win the Nobel for relativity, but for something that powers clean energy today. That's crazy.
Sometimes the world recognizes the ripple, not the wave. But both are beautiful.
That's deep, man. Thank you for being here. This has been surreal.
It was my pleasure, Joe. And now I would like to try this elk meat you keep mentioning.
Oh, man, you're going to love it.